Sexy Hexy is out. What are the Philadelphia Flyers going to do now? Caleb Weiler and Ant Mazziotti are both here. I am Adrian Fedke. I got a puck behind me because I'm too embarrassed to put the Flyers logo up. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good, man. How about you? Just kind of late.
Pretty good? You're doing pretty good? You're happy about this situation at the moment?
Happy's a strong word.
I think that's the worst word you could possibly use, honestly.
Oh, man. So, Ron Hextall is gone. First question I want to ask you guys. What were your initial thoughts of the move, of the firing?
My initial thought, I was blown away, man. I thought for sure Hack would have gone before Hexy. I don't know about you, Caleb. I thought Hexy was doing a fine job at first.
Yeah, when I saw the press release, I thought they actually spelled Hextall wrong. I thought that their phone or whatever they were typing on auto-corrected from Hextall or Hextall to Hextall. So that was definitely a big surprise for me. But I think that it makes sense because they didn't want to fire both of them at the same time. And it seemed like the culture shift had to start with the GM. So after the initial reaction, I think that it kind of made more sense than to fire Hextall first.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm asking initial reaction, because now we've had a couple days to lament on the situation. So what are our thoughts now? We've seen some crazy reports. Carter Hart, maybe Ron Hextall doesn't want to bring him up. So from what you guys are reading, what do you guys think?
If I had to go now, I've come full circle. It don't take me long to hop on board with just about anything. But if he's gonna be the dictator that's being reported, if he's gonna not waver in trying to better the team and just keep the young guys down while playing guys like Dale Weiss and Yori Laterra, then you gotta go. You gotta go. I don't know how you feel, Caleb, but I'm good now. You got to find the guy to take the next step.
Yeah, for me, I think that Hextall never got a fair shake. And I think at this point it's a little too late, which is unfair for him. But he didn't get to pick his own assistant coaches. He didn't make any personnel decisions. Rumor is that Hextall picked him because he wouldn't go against any of his personnel decisions. So just to see the way Hextall decided to actually run the organization, I think that was probably the right move for the future of the Flyers.
So I'm going to give a stance from my perspective. See, if you guys know and have watched the Bitterbirds before, there's kind of like a running joke with Sean Fitzpatrick and I am Mr. Hockey, quote unquote. I am a genius when it comes to hockey. Actually, I'm not. I am like the most casual Flyers fan there is on here. So I'm going to give my perspective and my thought of this and kind of where my head is at. This feels a lot like the Sam Hinkie situation with the Sixers from a couple years ago. Got Sixers, got the draft picks, obviously. They started the rebuild, and right when they were making the ascent, they got rid of them. They chopped bait. And you look at this Hextall situation, got the Flyers out of cap hell. He's got a stockpile of assets there in the pipeline. But now that they want to make the ascent, you don't want to bring Carter Hart up, all this stuff. They get rid of him. I don't know if this is the right call. I'm hearing the reports about the dictatorship and all that, but maybe he's a dictator because nobody in the front office actually knows what they're doing. What do you think about that, Ian?
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assumption. Maybe someone's got to be the authoritarian, right? It's tough. I don't know. I was reading. I read a report. I think it was Bork reported that Hexy wasn't allowing them to drink soda on planes. And that seemed like super Chip Kelly-ish.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he's like some weird combination of Chip Kelly and Sam Hinkie.
Chip Kelly, all right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that having Ron Hextall in there was good to get us out of the hell that Holmgren put us in. Like you said, he got us out of that cap situation. He shifted some really bad contracts in Vincent Lecavalier and Nick Wilson. So I think that he was the right hire 4 years ago, but now we definitely need to move in that other direction, similar to what the Sixers did. Hopefully we can just skip the Brian Colangelo part of the GM ship and go right to acquiring like Jimmy Butler.
Let's never, ever hire another Brian Colangelo again, please. For real. All right, so you kind of referenced some of the moves with Hextall. It kind of goes back to the 2016 NHL draft. And first round, he takes Ivan Provorov. He takes Travis Konecny. And then you look at some of the moves. Zach Rinaldo for a third-round pick. Nick Grossman and Chris Pronger for Sam Gagner. But ever since then, doesn't seem like Ron Hextall is doing much. Is that fair to say?
I mean, as far as big name free agent signings, he did sign JVR this year. He did bring JVR back. So, besides that, that's pretty much all he's done as far as free agents go. I still haven't been mistaken there.
Caleb, is he mistaken?
No, I don't think so. Sorry, I'm having some weird noise that I'm getting. But yeah, I don't think that he did too much to put the Flyers in a win-down mix. You had the Braden King trade where he traded for 2 first-round picks and Yuri Lafera. It was a good trade, but it probably would have been better maybe for a defenseman that could help Ivan Provorov, Dan Gostisbehere, and the rest of that really good grow. So ultimately, I think that it's really frustrating because you want to be able to develop and draft your own players, but at some point you have to yield and trade some of those prospects. You have so much roster space. You got to bring in someone that's going to help you win now.
Yeah. All right. The next thing we're going to get into. So I guess the Carter Hart situation, and he's only 20 years old. So it seems like, according to the reports, the Flyers front office, they want to bring Carter Hart up. There's an attendance problem. People aren't coming to the games. They think Carter Hart, maybe they can bring some ticket sales. Ron Hextall, he didn't want to bring him up. He didn't think he was ready. So I ask you guys, who was right, Ron Hextall or the organization in terms of Carter Hart?
I'll go first. Ron Hextall was right. Carter Hart is not ready to play NHL hockey yet. He's not adjusted. He just got done playing juniors. You have to. Unfortunately, he made his bed with his choice of goaltending with Brian Elliott, Michael Neuvirth, and then having guys like Hextall now flying young guys who can TV, NHL quality. But that's your stopgap until Carter Hart. And unfortunately, I think that's kind of what he's got to stick with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the really interesting thing is that Ron Hextall was the last good goalie that the Philadelphia Flyers had, and he couldn't bring somebody in to actually solve the goalie problem short term to Carter Hart. You had goalies out there who were doing well. Look at the goaltender in Buffalo, Carter Hutton, who has been phenomenal this year. He was a backup on the Predators organization. Hextall could have actually identified him as a talent and brought him in. That's something that definitely would have been helpful. On a short term, I believe 3 to 4 year deal. And that's exactly what you need to have someone come in and bridge to Carter Hart. What I would have liked to see personally was to actually try to pick up Marc-Andre Fleury during the expansion. I thought that would have been a perfect timing between Marc-Andre Fleury coming into his time and Carter Hart coming in to the league. I agree with Ant and Ron Hextall that Carter Hart is not ready right now. But I think part of the reason that Hexy got the boot was he didn't find somebody to actually come in and win games for the Flyers. Brian Elliott and Michael Neuvirth, I think don't cut it.
Oh, that's definitely got to be some of it. I mean, there's obviously, heading into this year, the expectations were different. They were higher. And to see this team basically in the exact same spot that they were last year, I mean, that's got to be a big chunk of the reason why he's gone.
Yeah, I think I would definitely agree because they had 98 points last year. We're at the quarter of the season and they're on pace for almost 88 this year. So that's a 5-win difference right there. So going in, that's something that they really can't have moving forward. They made the playoffs last year, took the Penguins to 6 games, and they were pretty injured during that run. So you would expect them to be better, maybe push for the Metro Division, even with the goaltending issues. But when you have 5 different games throughout the season, that's just going to be bad luck, whether your GM prepared for that or not.
Man.
Yeah. Nothing, man.
The echo is coming from your end. I don't know where that. I don't know why that is. I don't know what that sound is.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
All right, so I'm unmuted.
Yeah. Well, I had you on mute, but not anymore. Good? Let's see if it works. Yeah, I don't know why you're echoing. This is weird.
Is it me?
Yeah, I think it's you. I don't know. See, because when you mute it, it goes away. And then you unmute it, and we're back to it. Damn it! We're having a good show. All right, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to look at some GM candidates. All right, so it seems like the one that they want is Steve Yzerman from the Red Wings, but it sounds like, well, thank you, next. That ain't happening. So if it's not Steve Yzerman, who's it going to be?
Yeah, so my GM that I would love is Steve Yzerman. Like you said, I would love for him to come in the house and hire Quenneville. But that's like dream way up here above the
so, it sounds like Quenneville's definitely the coach that everybody wants.
Yeah, and to kind of double back, it seemed like ownership and Paul Holmgren and Ron Hextall had that conversation, but he was let go, or Quenneville was let go, and Hextall was like, no, we're sticking with the coaching stuff. So I think that may have been the straw that broke the camel's back, even if they're not willing to admit it.
Yeah. All right. And if that isn't too distracting for you, do you have anything to add?
The GM that I saw them linked to was Chuck Fletcher. Most recently, he was the GM of the Minnesota Wild from 2009 to 2018. Before that, he was a part of the Ducks front office from 02 to 06, assistant GM in Pittsburgh from 06 to 09. And this is being reported by Michael Russo from The Athletic, who covers the Wild. And what I gathered is pretty much he's there for the rebuild, not so much there for the success. So I don't know how I personally feel about him being the guy. I like that he's technically like outside the organization, but it's out there, and yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I've got a little nugget here. League sources say that the Philadelphia Flyers will be interviewing a handful of candidates for the GM position. We listed a couple of them already. We talked about Chuck Fletcher, talked about Steve Yzerman, Dean Lombardi, Ron Francis, Garth Snow, also on that list. Thoughts about any of those guys?
Yeah, so from what I heard, Dean Lombardi does not want the job. So I think we can cross him off the list. If Garth Snow comes here, I'm going to have to denounce my Flyers fanship.
So are you going to say that you're not going to do Snow Angels when Garth Snow comes to the Flyers? No Snow Angels for Caleb.
No, absolutely. He destroyed the Islanders. He had John Tavares there for years and could not put a team around him. And that's why I left. So we don't need that here, especially with an aging for Claude Drew and Jake Voracek.
Thoughts, Ant?
I'll take you guys one different. One of the guys I'm looking at, and he could maybe be your Elton Brand, but maybe a guy like Chris Pronger. He's interested in getting involved in the front office. So maybe he could do the GM, maybe like an assistant GM role or something to that effect. I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Pronger in the front office.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, to piggyback off of that real quick, if you don't mind, I don't think Chris Pronger has the right amount of experience right now. I think if we could bring him back to maybe an assistant general manager role, but I would love for the Flyers to bring in somebody that has no organizational ties. Maybe someone like a Mark Hunter, who was with the Toronto organization, drafted a superstar in Mitch Marner. And I think he could be a really good fit here in Philly, but I don't know if he's on the short list.
Okay. Who's like the guy that you guys really want? Is there anybody in particular besides Steve Yzerman?
Not particularly. Just somebody under, hopefully 40, maybe under 50. Just somebody who's not part of the old break club.
So you want a millennial?
No, I want somebody who's just above a millennial.
Yeah, true. Okay, yeah, true. Yeah. Little above, but same kind of thought process there.
Yeah, I don't want to John Chapin out of Arizona who's my age at like 26 or something like that. I want somebody who's been around long enough, but to be able to see the differences in the way the game's going.
I got the perfect candidate for you guys then. Condoleezza Rice.
We're not the Browns. We're not the Browns.
Bring her in. No. We're worse than the Browns right now.
I guess winning percentage-wise.
Yeah. What are you?
Right. Can Howie Roseman GM the Flyers? Is that something we can make happen?
Possibly.
I just if I had to pick somebody, I want a candidate that's like Caleb said, like a younger guy, someone with a different point of view, not so much an old guys club. Like I think it was Tim Panaccio put something out that he wants someone that'll embrace like the former Flyer culture and like let Bobby Clark saw his hands and everything. And while I'm super appreciative of what he's done, I'd rather not have Bobby Clark's fingerprints over the future of the organization.
Yeah. All right. Just quick yes or no. Was it the right decision to fire Ron Hextall?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this was the wake-up call for the Flyers. Hopefully. We'll see moving forward. Now, if they're cleaning house with the GM, they got rid of some coaches today. They could be getting rid of some players too. So trade candidates. Who might be on the hot seat? Who might be on their way out of Philadelphia this coming trade deadline?
Yeah, so Wayne Simmons has to be on the top of that list. He is out of contract at the end of this year. And so I think that they can trade him for someone similar age, similar contract situation, but hopefully a defender. Somewhere between 28 and 30 years old. Hopefully a right-handed shot to counteract someone like Provorov or Gostisbehere. And I think that's something that's definitely doable. I don't think you could get someone like an Alex Pietrangelo, who I would absolutely love. Or maybe like a Tyson Berry or someone of that, maybe in the top 4 instead of top 2%. If they really wanted to make a splash, you could see Jake Voracek get shipped out, but I don't see that.
And
like Caleb said, Wayne Simmons got to be at the top of the list, but I'm all for Jake Voracek getting shipped out, especially after last night. He was on record saying as soon as they got that second goal, we kind of got scared. Can't do that. Every single team is going to jump on it. And if you're going to play scared, then you got to get out of here. I've been kind of done with Jake Voracek for about a year now, so if they can get something for him, it's time for him to go.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a question, because I hear the noises again. Do you have something on your laptop, like something on top of it? I'm just trying to figure out what the noise is.
No, dude, nothing around me.
Yeah. All right. I will try to figure that out after the show. We'll do that. That's how it worked out. All right. So we talked some trade candidates. I know, Ant, you wanted to talk about Anthony Stolar specifically. So Flyers, they lose a lead last night. They're up 3-1. They lose it to the Senators. But not all Anthony Stolar's fault. Why not, Anthony?
See any of the goals he allowed? The one bounced, hit his thigh pad, and fell over right in front of him. He totally lost the puck. He got past him. One, I think Kev says Matt Duchene, it's like goal of the year candidate. He allowed 4 goals last night, but none of them were on him. I think he finally, with all the goalie problems, I think he's finally going to get a shakeout. I'd like to actually see him get some starts.
Caleb?
Yeah, so Picard got waived today, and so there is a spot for Anthony Stolarz to kind of show what he has. That means Brian Elliott is probably coming back by Saturday, unless they're planning on making a trade before then. I do like Anthony Stolarz. He had 7 games 2 years ago before he was out almost all last year with an injury. He had just over a 2 goals against average, somewhere around a .930 save percentage. And I think that while he may not be the future in net, we should definitely give him a look, especially because the alternative right now isn't much better. So if you have a 32-year-old or a 25-year-old and they're both going to produce the same stats, let's start the 25-year-old.
I'm with you. Yeah. And I don't know anything about hockey. There you go. That's just like common sense. Right
It is. They should hire me to be GM.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. It couldn't be much worse than what they're doing right now. So, yeah. Okay. So last thing I want to get into, just overall kind of how the season's going, and obviously it hasn't been fun, but just general thoughts on the season so far.
Yeah, so Claude Drew is still on pace to score over 100 points again this year. And I think that the Metropolitan Division is tight right now. That if they can bring someone in and shake up that culture a little bit, that they can make a run and end up in the playoffs this season. I don't see them making it past the first or second round, especially with the goaltending situation, unless they have another 2010 where Michael Leighton comes in and just lights it up for a few rounds. But I just don't see that happening. They have some serious deficiencies on the back end. Ivan Krogov and have not looked right this year. And they're really not getting too much depth scoring right now. So we'll see what happens. I like the core of the team, including Paul Holmgren and their owner, Dave Scott, does as well. And that's why they want to build around them instead of waiting for 2, 3, or 4 years down the road. So they have the talent. They just got to see if they can find the right management and coaching to put around them to help them succeed.
Good take. Ant?
I was a little disappointed. I thought JVR would have been putting up more points. I thought he did miss 5 or 6 weeks with that lower body injury, but I would have liked to see him do a little bit better. But Caleb hit the nail on the head. Drew's playing out of his mind again, and he's totally rejuvenated. He's absolutely the best part of this team right now. Like Caleb, my expectations are high. There's a lot of scoring depth. They should be able to put a lot of goals on the board, and it's not too late to turn this thing around.
All right, so this is the point in the show. We're going to do some final thoughts. So Ant, the way this works, you basically just say whatever the hell's on your mind. Do we have final thoughts?
I had to think about that. There needs to be a shakeup. I don't know what it's going to be, but someone's going to go. It could be Simmer, it could be Voracek. But that's about it. I'm happy to see Couturier get the A. I don't know if you guys had a thought before that, but that's what I'm happy about. That's what I'm thankful for.
There you go. Thankful for it. Week after Thanksgiving.
So I have to say that the last 4 years of Flyers hockey, while building towards the future, was quite boring. And the fan in me wants to actually see the Flyers do something exciting and ridiculous and stupid like they did when Holmgren was GM. So I'd like to see them dial it back a little bit, but I'm excited for the ridiculous trades to come up. But hopefully that doesn't carry over into ridiculous hirings or anything else. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited to see what happens with the Flyers. Cautiously optimistic.
There you go. All right, I guess my final thought would be kind of to piggyback what you were saying, Caleb, with the way they used to go about things. And you just hope that moving forward that they're not going to go back to what they did before. And that's loading up on these big contracts, signing these older players to these big deals that you shouldn't be signing. And then all of a sudden you're in cap hell and you got to get out of it. And you got to hire somebody like Ron Hextall again to get you out of it. So you don't want to go back to that point. Obviously. So moving forward, that's what I'm just hoping to see. We see an involvement within the Flyers organization, how they do things. Because for about 20 years, they were doing the same damn thing, and it didn't work.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's exciting for the future. Hopefully they don't blow up the whole farm system, but they should bring in someone for some immediate help.
Yeah. All right, that's it from our point of view. Ant Maziotti, Caleb Weiler. I am Adrian Fedke. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. A Flyers show. Yeah. In the midst of the Eagles season. Unfortunately, there's a reason why we had to do this show today. There you go. Take care, guys.
Peace.